Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams says abortion can help address inflation issues. Why, that's right. If you're concerned about the rising costs for your household, consider killing your unborn child. That's the news, apparently. So, she said you can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child, Abrams continued, adding that we don't have the luxury of reducing it or separating them out. Abrams avoided offering policy solutions to counter inflation, instead saying that a governor can address housing prices, a governor can address the cost of education, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's the point. We used to have institutions in this country to make sure that if a woman got pregnant, that there was a means and resources made available to her, and that was called marriage. That we had shotgun weddings. You guys know about that, right? Mm-hmm. Dude would get a girl pregnant, the dad would go, "You're marrying my daughter," and that's a trope. It's a meme. Mm-hmm. But once they break down that institution, you now have women who are like, "Oh no, I got pregnant, and the guy has abandoned me." Okay, there's supposed to be child support laws and payments for a reason. Stacey Abrams could offer up, that. Instead, she's like, women are concerned about the cost of goods because they're about to have a baby. Has she considered that perhaps the reason some women might not want the pregnancy is that they fear not being able to afford it? And so the issue isn't that they should abort the baby. They may actually really want the kid. That's how insane and nightmarish this is. So
how about we abort inflation? That might be a good start if it's a financial concern.
Yeah, we can get rid of that. Maybe we can deal with fractional reserve banking policies, quantitative easing, the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, how about you just stop printing money out of thin air, giving it to the biggest companies on Wall Street? How about you just stop spending money willy-nilly on stupid projects? And then maybe, people could afford having children and you don't have to abort them, which is absolutely crazy. Seth, you're from Georgia. Yeah. You got to get in this. Get in, come on.
This is not the
get
reason
in on
to bring up
Stacey
me
Abrams
being from
right
Georgia.
now.
Okay, this is an embarrassment, and you're putting it on the national stage for me right now. Yeah, it's Stacey Abrams is a mess, but fortunately, based on what I'm seeing on the ground there, she's not going to win this race. She's going to go directly from this gubernatorial race to she will be running for president shortly after. I think she actually tries in 2024. I really do think she finds a way into that, because who knows what happens with Biden.
I wouldn't disagree. They don't have anybody. I mean, in fact, what was the latest polling? Like only 24% of people, only 24 people, I believe it. No, only 24% of people said they would vote for him at this point. There was a couple polls. One said 33% of people would vote for him. So they need anybody they can get.
You got Buttigieg, but he talks like this. And you're like, come on, it's just an Obama type 2.0.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
He doesn't have the charisma of Obama.
I know.
And Stacey Abrams, she's an election denier.
This is true.
She's an election denier. I can't support an election denier. No. So I watched the media talk about election deniers all day and night, and then I saw this viral video of Stacey Abrams, and then I saw another viral video. I was like, oh man,
she's dangerous for society.
That's right. It's very dangerous to democracy.
Yes.
That she denies elections.
What election did Stacey deny?
She denied. I think she may have denied 2016, but
2018.
No, 2016. The Hillary Clinton and
she may have, but she denied her own loss.
Right.
I'm saying governor in Georgia
before she even got to denying that she lost and refusing to accept the results of her own election. I think she may have been a 2016 denier as well.
Did she say she lost her 2018 election, then claimed that it was what fallacious? Rigged? She claimed.
Oh yeah, she claimed there was fraud and manipulation,
voter suppression.
Well, yeah.
We had the highest black voter suppression specifically in the election year she ran. We had the highest black turnout in Georgia history, but it was the same year that voter suppression kept her from winning. I mean,
even right now, voter turnout in Georgia is higher than when it was. It's through the roof.
Yes.
Yep.
73% higher at this point in the election than 2018. Woo. That's incredible. That's nuts.
And they're
higher
and they're all voting Kemp, huh?
Well, I don't know about all of them, but I do think that Kemp wins, and I think he wins by a decent margin. I think we're in the 7 to 10 range.
What led to so many people voting
in this election?
More than ever. Do you think there was a lot of efforts to try to get people to vote? Do you think it's mail-in ballots? Do you think it's maybe people moving down to Georgia?
No, I think obviously there's a lot of efforts all over trying to get people to turn out and vote. But I think right now you're seeing people that normally were not paying attention. I'm seeing this personally just from friend groups, et cetera. But people that weren't necessarily paying attention are like, what the hell? There's a lot happening here, and I don't like it. And I think you're seeing people turn up, and people that were not so political before, they're maybe not speaking out about it a lot because they're kind of afraid of backlash, but they're getting out to vote. And I think that we're going to see. I think the polls are tightening as we get closer to the race in Republican favor. which tends to typically happen, I think we're going to see actually I think we're going to have a pretty big Republican victory in November.
Oh, the Real Clear Politics national average in the generic ballot jumped by 2 points today. So I'm doing a segment, and I grabbed the RCP average, and it was 2.8. And I was like, oh, look, they jumped 1 point. And then I'm like, so I start recording. 15 minutes in, when I load Real Clear Politics, it refreshes, and now it's at 3.1. And I was like, whoa, it jumped even more in the time that I started talking about it. So
that national aggregate poll?
Yeah, so it's the generic ballot aggregate. So all these different polls ask people, if you were going to vote in the midterms, would it be a Republican or a Democrat? These are not swing district polls.
Yeah.
They're asking AOC's district, who are you going to vote for? So when you see at the national level a 3 or 4 point swing for Republicans, this
is significant.
Yeah.
I think Georgia, at minimum, we will pick up 1 congressional seat in an already red state. So, and 1 out of 15 congressional seats, that's pretty significant.
I gotta imagine that Biden's almost refusal to talk about inflation is gotta be driving people insane. Because it's obvious with gas prices going up, food prices going up, that there's a big inflation issue right now. And Biden, whenever he's asked about it, what I see, he just kind of acts like it's not that big of a deal. It's it's a global thing. It's not, but duh. But also, America's the leading global economy. So it's an American thing. The global economy is an American thing.
Well, now
by design.
Saudi Arabia wants to join BRICS.
Yeah.
This has been circulating around for a little bit. That's the end of the petrodollar. And when that happens, America is in for a very, very rude
They're going to do a
awakening.
currency recall, probably get rid of the U.S. dollar, do a U.S. Central bank currency, and crypto, go full crypto, tax everybody, get people's dollars will be worth 1/100 of what they were worth.
That's not necessarily relevant to what's going to happen first. What's going to happen first is you are not going to be able to buy anything because we don't make anything. Clothing, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be like, hey, I need to buy a shirt. It's $50. You're going to go for a white T-shirt. That's right.
Yes.
Because
stitch up your old T-shirts, stitch up your old socks.
As someone that sells a lot of shirts, there's actually a lot of trouble getting a hold of just the blank shirts to even print on right now, especially certain sizes. After COVID hit and everything, it became a real issue, just trying to get blanks.
The United States manufactures very little. We outsource to all these other countries, and we get away with it because the U.S. dollar is the settlement layer for the world, the petrodollar, the reserve currency. So people are like, I need U.S. dollars to do trade deals with other countries. You take a look at what happened to Gaddafi. He wants to trade in gold. He's gone. You look at Saddam Hussein. Started trading with euro. He's gone. But now the U.S. can't keep it up. And they tried to. That's what they do with the Middle East, the war, everything they do is a desperate attempt to maintain this global dominance. Now it's Saudi Arabia flipping off Joe Biden. And boy, are they panicking over this. Prices are going up and they can't do anything about it. If Saudi Arabia joins BRICS, that's it. U.S. dollars out. BRICS is already saying, we can use the rupee and we can use the ruble, we can use the yuan. We don't need U.S. dollars for settlements anymore. Bye-bye. In the United States, this means you're going to want to buy a computer. That computer is made in Southeast Asia. They're going to say, we don't want U.S. dollars. You don't make anything. What do we need your dollars for? What are we going to buy from you? Not right now, it's oil. Right now, they'll say, yeah, we need U.S. dollars because we want to buy oil. Once we lose this to BRICS, they're going to go, you got corn, I guess. I guess we can buy corn.
Yeah, we got food, wheat, and corn. You think that part of the reason why they're telling farmers in Europe to stop farming is because they're trying to set up a system where now people buy food from America?
Maybe they had a meeting where they're like, guys, we're going to lose the petrodollar. What do we do? What do we export the most? Corn and corn syrup? Yeah. Okay, tell our allies to stop making food. All right, I guess. If we don't have the petrodollar, we can withhold food. But we don't have fertilizer either. It comes from Russia. So good luck. And I mean, I suppose Ukraine as well. I don't know, man. It seems intentional, like they're going to starve people out. But it's going to be fun. The people who have farms and live in the middle of nowhere, who've been homesteading, they're going to go, what happened? And the people who live in cities are going to turn into like ravenous ghouls running around eating each other.
I don't know what the media like CNN and MSNBC have been framing Biden as when they talk to him about inflation, or if they even talk to him about inflation on those channels. Well, the clips I see of him, he's just like kind of space cadet on that stuff. Probably by intention. I think he's intentionally not addressing it.
I don't think Biden's intentionally saying or doing anything. He's pretty far out of it.
Yeah. I mean, Batacaf care, next no recent, Trinana Shabda pressure. I don't think there's a lot of intention.
It's the Federal Reserve. I haven't heard him mention the Federal Reserve once. And it's the Federal Reserve is the issue. Like that there's this private company printing our money away. It's wicked.
Yep. Yeah. I wonder if you guys remember Zeitgeist?
Yeah, the movie.
You seen that one?
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually seen it.
It's worth watching. It's
I was
2008
homeschooled.
movie.
I missed a lot.
So this is, like the early internet era of conspiracy theory videos going around, and you had like Loose Change, you had Zeitgeist, and in it talks about false flags and stuff. But I wonder if, what was it part one that talks about fractional reserve banking?
Probably. It was, they did like Jesus and like the history of religion. Then
Yeah.
they did Federal Reserve fractional. What was the third one? They had like
I think it was conspiracy
I
war.
think it was
government.
9/11.
Yeah, yeah.
9/11.
False
yeah,
flags.
9/11.
Yeah, so they talk about fractional reserve. I feel like that kind of documentary going viral in the early days of the internet had a huge impact on a lot of people, leads a lot of people to politicians like Ron Paul. And now all of a sudden you have a culture that outright understands fractional reserve banking enough to reject it, understands the Fed enough to reject it. And these people are going away. Like we're going to have these conversations all day, every day, and they would love it. The machine, the Fed, the establishment, the uniparty, they would love it if we stopped talking about how they manipulate the system and steal money from you.
But not only are they not going away, they took us off fractional reserve banking, and now we're on a no reserve banking system where they can print infinite amounts. They
That's
don't even
right.
need 90% or 10% in the bank to loan out 9 cents on the 10.
I got to wonder if what that means is they know the system's about to implode,
Yeah.
and they're extracting as much as possible.
And then they're going to
before
do a currency recall, and then everybody's going to lose
it's going to be
1,000.
BRICS. The U.S. Look, if the U.S. loses this, the BRICS nations, OPEC plus, they're going to be laughing all the way to the bank because they can do. Sure, maybe they'll do a currency recall, but it's pointless. The U.S. dollar is going to hit hyperinflation. We don't make anything. So let me just simplify it. We go to Korea and say, we want a bunch of laptops. And they say, what are you going to give for us? Or like, what are you going to give us for it? And then we say, we will give you dollars. And they go, what can I do with that? You can buy from us. And what can I buy from you? Corn.
Yeah.
So they're going to say, no thanks. The computers are worth more than the corn you have to offer. And they're going to go to China and say, we need the rare earth minerals. And China's going to be like, deal. They're going to go to Russia and OPEC and they're going to say, we need oil. And they're going to say, deal. And the U.S. is going to be like, but we shut down Keystone Pipeline and we stopped energy production. So we don't make energy. We don't make raw materials here anymore. We don't harvest them. We do a whole lot of nothing. I mean, look, we do some of that stuff in the U.S., but it's way down. Trump was trying to bring back manufacturing, and that's probably why. You can see what's happening. But I hope you guys are ready for a big ride. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Biden is a horrible diplomat. People don't like him. He's mean. He was a terrible military commander. He surrendered our military to the Taliban in Afghanistan, and people see the weakness and the idiocy and like the old frailty, and they just don't take him seriously. That's the vibe I'm getting. Saudi Arabians are like, if there's anyone we're ever going to cut ties with in the United States, it's Joe Biden. That guy's a dick.
It's not personality; it's the policies. It's what he's doing that's pushing forward. I could get in a whole rant about Saudi Arabia.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.